Hi everyone, it's Mari here from Mari Clark Creations. I'm going to be creating a scrapbooking layout here for you today using some Vicky Bouton Foundations paper from American Crafts as the base for my layout. I've got a little bit of Distress Oxide Faded Jeans over to the left there. I've put that out onto my glass mat. I've spritzed some water onto that ink and now I'm just picking it up with a 1-inch flat brush and I'm just swiping it across my foundations paper to create a really nice kind of a watercolor look base for my layout. So I'm just going to continue that all the way down the paper, just kind of adding a little bit more ink onto my mat to make sure that I get some darker and lighter variations of that color. And so I'm just going to add a little bit more of that to the bottom of my foundations paper. And then I'll grab a smaller paintbrush and I am going to just splatter in the top left and bottom right corners with a little bit of that inked or that watered down ink there from Ranger. So just splatter that onto this corner, then I'll go up to that top left corner and splatter there. And I will also just splatter some clear water onto the swiped ink across the paper there just to create a little bit of distressing with the ink as well. Now I did create a tag just by die cutting out a tag, and then I actually used the Faded Jeans and an ink blending brush to add some color to that tag. Then I distressed the tag with some clear water. And you can just see the effects of that on this tag. I actually cut the tag out of a little bit of foundations paper to get the process going. And you can just see here, I also used a little bit of Honeybee Stamps Bee Shimmery watercolor liquid. It's just really, really gorgeous. And I also used this die from Pink Fresh to cut this little fringe out of some cream cardstock. I adhered that to the tag, and then I actually used a little bit of sewing with my sewing machine across the top of that. I will make sure that I link up to the die that I used for the tag and that Pink Fresh die for the fringe and everything in the description box below. I used this We Are Memory Keepers reinforcement punch here to die cut out these reinforcements, and I used this really beautiful champagne glitter paper from Pink Fresh to die cut out those reinforcers, and that just creates that little bit of really pretty shimmer there. Now I did also use some Spellbinders twine. This is a gold twine through the reinforcements of those tags. Those tags were cut from the Simple Stories Remember papers, and that is the collection that I'm using today for all of the different pattern paper and that kind of thing for the project. So I'm just adding those little details of the trim or the twine in those little reinforcements there on those tags. And now I'm just going to go ahead and start adhering these tags into place with my scrapbook.com tape runner and also some foam adhesive as well. So just starting to think about where I want to place everything on this layout. Just really love that Remember collection from Simple Stories. It is so, so beautiful. I love the colors. I really love, well, I'm a huge fan of the color blue. So obviously it just really is a collection that I loved. And I really like the pops of black in that collection too, and the soft pinks and the gorgeous florals are so pretty. So I'm using some of the die cut pieces here to embellish. Up at the top there, I'm going to add that really beautiful peony in that really soft pink and one of the butterflies. The peony is just flat underneath that tag, and then I'll add that butterfly with some foam adhesive and just pop it up in that way. So I'm creating a little bit of a cluster up there above that tag. And I'll just add a few other little die cut pieces as well. Now those floral die cut pieces I do believe came from the floral die cut pack from the Remember collection, and I just love this really beautiful kind of gold colored flower as well, which I'm going to put down at the bottom there below those tags, and just gonna try to start to develop a little cluster at the bottom there as well, again with a butterfly there popped up on some foam, and just kind of try to fill in some of the little spaces with some other smaller florals here. So just popping those up as well. Now I did want to just actually move these tags over a little bit. I felt like they were just a little bit too much towards the center of where I'm going to be putting my 2 3x2 photographs. So I have 2 3x2 photos printed in black and white, And I'm going to mount those onto a piece of white cardstock with a little bit of foam adhesive just to create that really nice soft white mat and give the photos a little bit of dimension in that way. So I'm just finding the center of this piece of white cardstock, and then I will just put these photos on either side of the center, centering them in that way onto this piece of white cardstock. I'll add a little bit of liquid adhesive onto the foam just so that I can wiggle these into place, and that will just give me that little bit of time to make sure that they're in the right spot before I really press them down and adhere them and secure them well. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just giving those a good press. And then I'll just go ahead and add some liquid adhesive to the back of my photos here and get them placed onto my layout. So you can see that I've chosen some title pieces here that are from the foam sticker sheet from the Remember collection. I do use my T-square ruler, by the way, off camera, just because I get my head in the way every single time, but I do use my T-square ruler to line up the tags and the photos and everything to make sure that they're straight. Now this is one of the layered chipboard pieces, which I absolutely love from the Simple Stories collections. I think they are an absolute must when I purchase the different embellishments for the different collections from Simple Stories. And I'm going to now add this really adorable little die cut piece here onto that tag that I made. And it says, I think it says love you or something like that on there. Now there are rub-ons for this collection as well, which I absolutely adore. I love rub-ons. They're such a really great fun little embellishment to add to your projects. I'm going to take this little floral and add that just behind that chipboard cluster there. And the rub-ons do come with a little popsicle stick that help you adhere those on and rub those onto your paper. So that's just going to finish that area off nicely. I'm going to add another little rub-on here. This time it'll be one of the little gingham hearts, and I'm going to add that over to the area with the tags, I believe is where I settle on that. Just love that it coordinates nicely with the other gingham patterns that I have on the project. If you can't tell here on camera, the word today actually has a gingham pattern on it, which is really sweet. And now I'm just kind of looking at things and deciding I'll add another foam piece of one of the foam stickers. And this one says adore, I believe, and I'll add that over to that chipboard piece. And then I'm just adding a few other little bits and pieces here. I think this is another one of the foam stickers. I'm just going to fuss with that until I feel like I have it in just the right spot. And just kind of going into all of the different embellishments that I have from the collection and adding them here and there. The center of the letter O is one of the stickers from the sticker sheet. And now I'm going to use some of the enamel dots to finish out the centers of some of the die cut florals. And I love using enamel dots in that way. And now again, you can just see I'm just taking those little die cut pieces and adding them with some foam adhesive here and there to add into some of the different areas for interest. This is a little foam sticker that I'm adding in the center of that one tag. And I think this one I'm just going to move a little bit over just so that it's slightly underneath that one tag. And I actually shortened the length of that floral tag a little bit. I picked it up off the layout and trimmed it down a little bit. And I'm just kind of moving these pieces here in this cluster around a bit to make them just, I don't know, in the specific spot that I liked better with my eye. This is, I believe, another foam sticker that's going in behind there, just to kind of try to complete those clusters and make them look a little bit more interesting. And again, adding another little enamel dot. Now I'm just taking a look to see if I can add any more of these enamel dots anywhere. I think I finish off the center of another one of the florals. And now of course, I'm going to go in with some white splatter just to add that nice cohesive element to the top of everything, basically, other than the photos or anywhere there's text. And that will finish off my layout today, friends. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you were inspired. I absolutely love this Remember collection from Simple Stories. I have linked up in the description box below to all of the different products that I've used today. And I just wanted to show you here where I plan to put the journaling on this project. I hope you have a great day. I hope to see you again soon, and I hope you enjoyed. I have a few close-up photos of the layout coming up here at the end, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.